Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stronghold Podcast. After three weeks, 4 weeks?
More than 6.
Is it 6?
It's something crazy.
Well, after a month and some change, we are finally back to the podcast. Life has settled down in such a way that we can finally continue doing this thing. Obviously, if you haven't listened in a while, this is the first one we've done since the second lockdown that we had to go through. The gyms closed down again. Everything closed down. Couldn't go out to eat. So, it was a struggle to keep the podcast going like that, especially when we're trying to balance the gym life because, we had to open, close the gym, change the regulations, do this, do that. And it was just a little bit of a mess. But we are back, and we're back with some potentially good news because not only have the restrictions lifted a little bit, we can finally train without the masks. Thank God. I know some of you guys that are listening to this were training with the masks on, with that wet diaper in your mouth after training, having people choke you to death. Jake, did I tell you we were doing because we could only do the Muay Thai sparring outside, right, for that period of time. The only thing we could do with equipment was if we trained outside or whatever. So we just went and trained outside the gym, and people were sparring with the mask on, which is super annoying, and a mouthpiece in. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like a good idea, man. You could get hit in the mouth. That thing's going to get stuck. Sometimes you got to spit it out because you're choking on it. And then it's all of a sudden stuck in your mouth.
Trying to power through the mask and drag it out of someone's mouth.
It's not a good move.
No.
It was a rough month and a half or whatever for the gym turnout dropped by 60%, I would say. Maybe more, maybe 70, somewhere in there. Classes, more than half. Because people don't want to train with the masks on, especially the Muay Thai people don't want to train outside. I thought it was nice. It's that old school Thai shit. I don't mind doing that, the outdoor training. I've done it for a while.
Yeah, the problem with that idea is, though, that this isn't Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck telling my students who pay a decent price to train at my gym that we're going to go outside in the sweltering heat and hit the pads. Not good. But we're back, and we got some good news. And, Jake, I think we can start off with the grappling event.
Yes, I'm just trying to find What's their Instagram?
It's the Singapore Invitational.
There we go.
Singapore
something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Singapore Grappling Invitational or something like that on Instagram. So your boy is going to be doing the commentary along with Major Overall. He and I are going to do the commentary together for the live stream when all of you guys compete. So if you're competing in this competition, I'm going to be the weird dude calling your fights, freaking out while you're trying to strangle each other. Listen, it's a dream job for me. It's something I've always wanted to do was the commentary. Did you manage to find it, Jake? Let me just double check the name here. I'm pretty sure it's Singapore Grappling Invitational. They did one right after the last lockdown, rather. SGI 2, yeah, Singapore Grappling Invitational. That's what it is. So there's a bunch of instructors in Singapore that are going to compete, which is awesome. I know that Professor Bruno Amarim, he's going to compete. He's the coach at Gracie Baja. We got the coach from Equilibrium. He's going to compete. They've got a few black belts that are going to be doing the competitions. They've got an open no-gi tournament, which is going to be sick. I think it's under 70 kilos. And a bunch of the local people are going to be competing. So we're looking forward to taking this opportunity in a way that I actually viewed this podcast initially was, of course, to cover local martial arts.
Cover local martial arts events, of which there have been none.
Yeah, but basically the entire time I've had this podcast, we've been in a constant lockdown, open, close, open, close. So that idea went to shit pretty much. But now with tournaments coming back and everything, I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't been to an event in a year and a half, maybe. So the fact that I can go and watch some jiu-jitsu and commentate with my buddy and stuff while people try to strangle each other, it's a dream come true for me. So I'm very excited for the live event. I'm very excited to see people grapple. It's going to be sweet, dude.
They got some very good people competing.
It's a sick card, man. It's a sick card. Okay, so can you pull it up? You managed to find it?
Yeah. So I think this is, arguably, this is the big one, I think.
Yeah, put that up there. Yeah, so Professor Amarim, fellow alum of the podcast. My dude, he's competing against the Mongolian coach from Equilibrium. I don't know if I've met this guy.
I've not met him.
I think he's relatively new in Singapore, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
because he started teaching when Takio left Equilibrium, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get onto Yang and try and get some insider info for betting. Betting, sorry.
Yeah, we should talk to Yang again, the owner of Equilibrium. Just bring him here one day and get drunk and talk shit. he seemed to like it last time, so we should do it again. Anyway, so we got the coach from Equilibrium competing against Bruno from Gracie Baja. That's one of the main events. That's going to be sweet. Black belt match, main event. Then there's another there's another main event. Oh, right. This is it. Can you pull it up?
Yep.
another motherfucking alum of this podcast, Kai Shang, came on with Tiffany Teo, and the two of them did a podcast with me together. You guys should go check that out. Kai Shang's awesome. He's a badass. He comes in and trains with me sometimes at Stronghold. And listen, Glenn from Field Assembly, I'm not trying to talk shit, dude.
That photo.
But you need, when you're standing next to Kai Shang, bro, you need a fucking manlier picture. You need somebody painting them abs on you, like 300 shit. Finding the perfect down lighting, dude. You got to do like 300 push-ups. Fucking get that perfect lighting and then sit there. You can't let Kai Shang flex on you like that, bro. Come on, man.
He does. They've got to. Oh, have you got a photo? Yeah, I'll send you in a photo. It's not quite what we meant.
Well, you know what the best part about this is? Glenn, you can fucking go and prove us wrong, dude. You can go and prove us wrong, bro. I have no picks for any of these fights. I don't care if you've been on the podcast or not. I'm just excited to see it.
Yeah.
This is just local jiu-jitsu. People win, people lose. I've won and lost in Singapore against people in Singapore. It just comes with the thing, so I'm just making a little joke. Don't get mad.
Yeah.
And then moving on, we have Gary Tang, another guy who's worked for me. He actually helped cover some classes for me when I went out of town last time. So Gary is another person that I'm familiar with, and he's competing against Arthur, another guy I know. Damn. Me and Major were talking about this, right? Because between me and him, we've trained with or trained pretty much everybody that's competing in this competition, right? So Arthur's also made some rounds. Another one of Major's students. Major's got a lot of guys competing on the card. I got to tell this motherfucker not to be biased when we're sitting there commentating together. I'm going to have to be the Dr. Jekyll to his Mr. Hyde. He's going to be screaming nonsense. All of his students are competing.
Yeah, me potentially on the sound desk going, Major,
just tone it down, bro. Just gonna fucking start elbowing him and stuff. He don't give a fuck. He'll do what he wants. So Gary and Arthur, that's nice. Gary's a brown belt. He's the one that signed the development deal with the UFC as well. So and he's competing against Arthur, who's a seasoned purple belt. That's a good matchup. That should be quite interesting. If I'm not mistaken, I think Arthur's a little bit bigger than Gary as well. So that should be interesting. That's a good fight, man. A lot of coaches in Singapore, these guys are hungry, man. They haven't done shit in so long. They're ready to go. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay. We got Daryl Tan, New Fit. I trained with him as well. He and I have a similar coach. Bruno is his coach over at New Fit. Bruno Cunha, not Amarim. And he's an old coach of mine as well. So Daryl and I have trained together. And we trained together for, open mats and stuff like that, right? Because he was at Novena and I was at Bukatima. But we would train together. He's a beast. He's got a nasty ankle lock. You got to watch your legs if you're training with him. And then who's the guy there from Carpe Diem? I can't read his name.
Matteo, apologies if I'm getting this wrong, Hurtado Martinez.
Okay, so I don't know this guy, but I know Daryl's a good purple belt. I think this guy's a purple belt too, and also a competitor. So good matchup here of the purple belts. There's quite a few of them competing. Actually, I think mostly it's purple belts.
Yeah.
Because in the tournament, there's a lot of purples as well. All right, let's check out the tournament.
Give me a sec.
Let's check out the tournament and see what we got here.
There's even more.
There's even more.
Exciting.
Oh, yeah. Leke, my dude. So there's Leke is competing. Leke Machado, he's got to give Major his black belt, so he's going to be fucking going. Major's got a lot invested in this tournament, I feel like. I'm going to have to keep this dude under control.
Maybe you need a third commentator.
Yeah, so, I was even talking to you about this, Jake. Maybe we should have Major and Tiffany on the podcast like the week before the competition, because I'm pretty sure Tiffany's helped organizing it. Major's got connections to pretty much everybody in the fucking tournament. So, yeah, that'd be interesting. So who's he competing against? Leke? He's competing against a wrestler, right? Artem Kotov from SG Wrestling Federation. But it's ADCC rules, which is awesome. So heel hooks are allowed.
Yeah.
Even slamming out of triangles and stuff should be allowed if it's full ADCC rules.
Yeah.
I love that it's no gi too. There's a couple of super fights that are gi, but I've been vibing no gi lately, man. That's all I want to do is just train no gi.
And then we've got the card as well, the ADCC Grand Prix.
Okay.
Bring that one up.
So I know a few of these guys. Amarula's in it. Shafiq is in it. Who else do we have there? Oh, Oz. Oz is in it. Oz is another guy who comes in from time to time to train with Kai Shang and Tiffany at Stronghold. So I know him well. Rolled with him. Who else we got there, dude?
I don't know.
Can you just read off the names for me, even if you don't know?
On the left-hand side, top of the bracket, we've got Oz and Derek, I think it is. We've got Matsumoto and, sorry, I can't see the Nigel, I believe, on the same side of the bracket. Then the other side, we got Jar versus Jed and Harold versus... Sorry, just got to jump out.
That's Harold Coe, I think, as well. I know him too. Okay, and
Amirul, I believe. So again, apologies if I'm getting your names wrong.
That's all right. Sorry, guys. We're going to learn.
Don't yell at me from the event.
Hey, I know a lot of the people in the community, but I don't know every one of you motherfuckers. Some of you guys, it takes some time to figure out all of you. Anyway, dude, I'm crunk for this. Major and I, like I said, are going to be doing the commentary, so it's going to get weird fast, but we're going to have fun. And you know how it is when you haven't done an event in so long. Like, I'm literally going to freak out. Like, when people start attacking each other, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm so amped for this. And yeah, maybe the move is to get Tiffany and Major on coming up to this, and we can talk to Major and them a little bit about the training camps that they're doing, because I know Major's got several students competing there. Leke's competing, his coach, so they've probably been doing some stuff at Impact and at Matrix, Singapore Matrix.
But if anyone competing's listening and wants to, jump on, big themselves up.
Yeah.
We'll be going for
maybe
that.
we should have whoever wins the tournament come on the podcast. If they want.
That's a piss poor prize, but yeah.
Hey, I'll get you drunk and we can talk shit on the podcast. That's all I can offer, guys. Okay, if you meet me, that's the only thing I can offer you. All right, it's like I just pay for your drinks and then have a fun nonsense conversation with you for an hour or two. But yeah, maybe we'll reach out to. That'd be fun. You know what I mean? Get whoever is the big dog of this competition. Whoever wins the gold, bring him in here and get him drunk. See what they say. See if we can get him canceled. All right, man. So that's awesome. A bunch of local guys competing. I don't know what the capacity is going to be like, though. I mean, are we allowed to have fans?
I think there's all screw rules in place. It's something like if you can ensure that everyone who's coming is fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think you can have 500. If you can't ensure that, and these numbers aren't 100% accurate, but I think if you can't ensure that, it's 150, and everyone's got to do the test we've been having to do.
You have to get the negative test like right away, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We have to do them every 2 weeks at work. Do you have to do it as well?
Yep.
Sucks. I hate sticking that thing up into my brain. Every time I do it, I'm just like, ugh.
I'm just saying that when I went.
So there will be some fans though. There should be, as long as they're vaccinated, right?
Yep.
By then, a lot more people are going to be vaccinated. I say right now we're somewhere in the 70 to 80% of the people that at least train with me that are in my circle.
Yeah.
But most of them have had their second one, or their second one is coming, or they're in the period afterward where they have to wait 2 weeks or whatever. But so that one there will be fans. I'm going to try to convince this to Tiffany and maybe Major. We should have, whenever we do the commentary, we should have a reaction cam, right?
Yeah.
We could even bring the switcher, and you could potentially cut in and out a little bit as well. Because I love watching those. Like you ever see the UFC ones?
Yeah.
When they have reactions of Cormier and Rogan and everything. It's so fun just to see people fucking lose their shit when people are doing these great athletic events, right?
Some of those have become iconic as well, like the Thug Rose one.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we're not the focus, but with the switcher you can do, the main window would be the fight, right? And then you could cut in a little bit and it would give it a little bit of an editing polish look to it. Maybe the main events we could do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably not the whole tournament, it might be a pain in the ass, but maybe the main events or something like that could be fun. Anyway, just thinking.
But I think I'm right in saying it's being live streamed as well.
Yeah, it's being live streamed.
So even if you can't get in, you can still watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely being live streamed. That's why we're doing the commentary for it. And then after the event, I think the last one was live streamed and it's up on YouTube as well. Maybe you can check, I'm not sure. Because they did do one, I believe, right after the first lockdown, or maybe before the most previous one. But they did squeeze one in there, and then this is the next one.
I can't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you guys can all check that out online. I'm sure a lot of you will, because there's so many people competing, and I remember even the last one's going on, putting on the live stream. So
yeah.
So you'll have to figure out. And even Jake might be doing a little behind the scenes work there as well.
Crying.
Oh, yep. Behind the fucking computers, making shit happen. And then the following week, even better news. Well, not better. I don't know if it's better, but it's also awesome. The One Championship, big-ass card. The biggest one since the one we covered where we did the... So, Jake, what should we do, man? Should we go to that, or should we live play it? Bring Major and Tiffany and... laying down, like, what's the move?
I want to go just because I've not been to a live event in so long. But if we can't get tickets, we'll do a watch along. We'll properly stream it as well this time.
Yeah, well, we're all vaccinated, so maybe we should be able to go. That would be awesome. And that's the following weekend, right?
Yeah. 24th.
Can you bring that card up? That card is sick. Christian Lee's fighting against Ock, the guy who just beat Eddie Alvarez. That guy's good, man. That might be a tough fight for Christian Lee. Ock is going to have to survive the blitzkrieg, though, because Christian Lee comes out like a bat out of hell for the first round.
Every time Christian Lee fights, I get more and more convinced by him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
undeniable at this point.
Yeah. We've seen it, and we've seen some of the people who've come up against him. We've been like, yo,
we were all pseudo haters in the beginning. Let's admit it. Let's just be honest. let's just be honest about this, okay? And it's not out of like malicious intent or something like that. It's just because he got pushed so hard, but he had the opportunity and took the opportunity to shut us all up.
Yeah, he's
along with everyone else who criticized him. So
he's not been given any easy fights in a long, long time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, his record is insane. It's great. And actually, I was talking to one of my students about this, about, you know, what's the potential of him going to the UFC and all that kind of stuff. The issue is, let's say he wins against, I don't know when his new contract is up or whatever. You know, he's still young. Was he 22 or whatever? I feel like he would probably have to take a pay cut to go to the UFC, to get harder fights.
Yeah. But now,
which is always the issue, right? Like, do you want to get paid less to fight harder people when you're that young? Or he could stay for a while and then try to go over later on, maybe when he's made his money and he's a higher prospect. But I don't know. It'd be tough to justify like taking a pay cut, losing your championship status, and then going to the UFC and trying to get through the buzzsaw of the lightweight division in the UFC, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think I'd love to see him do it though.
Yeah, me too.
I've got faith in him. I think he'd be.
Oh, I think he could definitely compete.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna fucking knock everybody out like he has been.
No.
But I think he could definitely compete there. He's young, and he's young, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody's expectations, I feel like were too low, and then now are a little too high. When realistically he's 22, right? Like he's still pretty young in this game. 21. That might even be 21. I don't even know if the fucking kid can drink yet. You know what I mean? So, but either way, he's fighting Ock. That should be a good fight. That Ock guy's a beast, man. He is a beast, but his takedown defense is a little suspect sometimes. He's tough, though. He's got good wrestling. He does the right things, but he did get dumped a few times in his most recent fights. So you just got to survive that initial blitzkrieg that Christian throws at you. If you can drag him out later on, like Martin Nguyen did, you can start to, once he settles down a little bit, you can start to do some work, but you got to survive.
You got to get there.
Yeah. So that's a good fight. I'm stoked for that one. The second one is, who do we got? Capitan and Medi's Tut. I don't know these guys. This is the kickboxing, right?
Yeah.
I'm totally going to watch it because one's kickboxing is absolutely amazing. I don't know everybody. I don't know the top guys, but I'm going to definitely watch that because those never disappoint. No. One's kickboxing is the best in the world right now.
Yeah. I
don't know why Joshua Palacio is fighting this Saruta guy again. I believe this is the third time they've fought. Can you check that for me? I'm pretty sure they fought like 3 out of 4 times. They just keep putting these guys together. Saruta won, and then Palacio won, and then they're back again. But it wasn't that long ago that they fought. Although maybe I'm just in a time loop, a COVID time loop, and it could have been 5 years ago. It could have been 5 years ago for all I know. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, 3. No, you are entirely correct.
Okay.
If you bring it up, there's
and
three back-to-back fights.
Yeah. Look at that. And then again, and then they're gonna do it again.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh no, that's Naito. That's Naito. So this is the third one.
Yeah.
Okay, but he did fight Catalan and Alex Silva in between that. I mean, it just seems like Alex Silva, Saruta, and Palacio, they just keep revolving. Anyway, but the fight is good. They're the best two in the division. I feel like for sure. Their fights have been super close. So definitely into that. Martin Nguyen back on the card against Kim Jae-wong. Is it Kim Jae-wong?
Woong.
Okay, I don't know who that guy is, but Martin Nguyen's always good fun to watch. Former 2-division champion. And then going through, we got Victoria Lee a little further down. God, I don't know, man. I still feel weird about it.
16-year-old Victoria Lee versus what looks like a fully grown woman.
I know. Like, I don't know. What's your opinion on these 16-year-olds fighting in one?
I mean, you wouldn't get away with it if we weren't in Asia. Let's put it that way. Like, there's no.
You mean America? Oh, if we weren't in Asia.
Yeah, like, there's no way the UFC are going to be rolling out a 16-year-old girl to fight.
Yeah, because what happens if this teenager gets like knocked out? This kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good look if a 16-year-old boy or girl, like, doesn't actually matter about gender. It's not good looking for 16-year-olds getting knocked out cold.
And by the way that one chooses to market these 16-year-old girls sometimes is super fucking creepy. Can I just say that? I saw there's a post by Victor Cui on his Instagram from, I think 2 months ago or something like that. And he was literally a picture of Victoria Lee, and then it was Wonder Girl, and then it said, the reference was would you swipe right?
I mean, no, I wouldn't, because they're children.
And I'm like, these are 2 why would you frame them in this context of like Tinder swipe? What are you doing? This is like the fucking the matchmaker, Victor Cui. He's like one of the heads, the second to Chatri.
Yeah.
Like, would you swipe? What are you doing, dude? So that's fucking weird. First of all, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I mean, I may be able to find it. I don't need to find it. You guys get the idea. It's there. I promise. I even commented on it. I wrote it. I Instagram commented on it. I was like, kind of a weird way to frame this, right? Would you swipe right on this? Yeah. If you want to go to fucking jail,
enjoy prison.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm conflicted about it. I mean, I guess if they want to, they can, and if they get parental consent, what can you say? It just seems like a weird move to put that kind of stress on your 16-year-old daughters. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be.
It's a lot.
I wouldn't be signing my kids up at 16-year-old to be like, yo, go be one of the faces of this huge martial arts organization.
But then again, to be fair, it is different in Asia, right? Like, kids in Thailand, they fight from when they're 5, right? And they're stadium champions by the time they're 16. Like, those kids that win Lumpini every year are all like 16, 17.
Yeah, I once saw, I went to watch kickboxing in Thailand, and like 13, 14-year-olds beat the shit out of one another until they were a bloody mess. I was like, I'm not overly comfortable with this.
Yeah, exactly. But also blood. Yeah.
But also, this is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say shit. If they want to do it, I guess they can do it. It's just a little weird. But I'll watch it. I'll see how this goes. You just can't help but always feel a little concerned, right? Because it's hard enough for fucking adults, for guys and girls in their 30s and 20s and at their athletic prime. But, one knows what they're doing. Like, they're not trying to throw these guys to the wolves. Ooh, we lost a light there. They're not trying to throw them to the wolves, right? They're going to give them the right fights that make sense. Yeah.
I assume the woman that she's been given to face isn't, a top champion from a former organisation or something like that. It'll be someone who's the right level.
Yeah. You just don't want to be that person.
No.
You don't want to be the 28, like the 35-year-old woman that gets fed to 16-year-old Victoria Lee to lose or something like that. I don't think that's going to be the case, but nonetheless. All right. That's pretty much it, man. There's a lot of good fighters. What else is on there? Can you just scroll through?
The only one we missed
was else?
The heavyweight bout, Amir
Al-Akbari.
Yep.
And Anatoly. Okay, I don't know who those guys are. All right. Well, I'll go. I'll be excited. I want to get back into watching one. It's just been kind of, can't go watch it. I like to watch them, right? We used to do that regularly.
Yeah.
So I just need to get back into it. Plus, the COVID stuff has been going, it's tough to get the right fights, hard to bring people in and out. They're all quarantining and stuff. It's just, the quality has been a little, lately. But
yeah, I was saying to you earlier that all the UFCs of late have been a bit,
Yeah.
Like, there's not been a good one.
There's good fights and there's cool knockouts and stuff, but like the high-profile ones that get everybody sweating and stuff like that. I mean, the next one is like fucking Tyrone Woodley and Jake Paul. That's probably the next big fight, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be the next big one.
That'll be what, outside of McGregor, that'll be what gets the most eyes on it.
Yeah.
Bout of events.
What's the date on that? That's 24th.
Next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. That might be the week before the 24th or whatever. Something. It's in two weeks maybe, something like that. I'm really curious about this fight, man. I rewatched Jake Paul and Ben Askren today. It did not make me happy, but I did it. I went through. 30th August. Yeah. Okay. Damn, yeah. It's next week, right? That's next. Oh, whoa, should we do something for that? Maybe we should do a little something. I don't know what we can do, but it'll probably be on when I'm at work.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be watching it at work in my office, pretending I'm doing something.
It's on Saturday, though, right? Here? Or Sunday morning here? Here?
I don't actually know.
I think here it's Sunday morning, like the UFC, right? Because it's Saturday night in US.
This is the problem I had all the way through the Olympics, which we're going to talk about, that I was looking at times of events and then thinking, all right, so now I've got to add 8 to that. And sometimes I'd actually seen the Singapore time. This is international time difference is annoying. Yeah,
it was hard to follow it all. Like I would watch it in bursts and then I would end up missing the gold medal match because it was on at like 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever the case was, right? It was something like that. But yeah, man, I rewatched this Askren Woodley, the Askren Jake Paul fight this morning, and it was interesting because I don't know if you remember this, but in the first 30 seconds of the fight or something, Askren nails him with an overhand. Right, he hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
He caught a good one. Yeah. Right, but Ben Askren does not really punch that hard, so it didn't really do much. But like right off the bat, he got clobbered with Woodley's power punch, and a few other ones were pretty close.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, man, Woodley in the first round.
Hits you with one of those.
In the first round, you get hit with one of those, you're fucked. You're done. Woodley's still got tons of power, and he's still been fighting. Like his last fight against Vicente Luque was a good fight.
Yeah.
It was the first fight in like 4 or 5 fights where he actually went after him. right? Usually he does that thing that drives me crazy where he's like alongside the fence just with his right hand loaded like a nuclear weapon, and then people just outpoint him, and he spends his whole time circling the fence like on his back foot, right, trying to lull people in so he can crack them.
Yeah.
And then eventually he just gets so far behind and he runs out of time.
Yeah.
Right? And then, but when he fought Luke, it was back and forth. Woodley hurt him bad. By the way, Luke is one of the best in the division now. He just choked out Michael Chiesa. That was a good fight. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
That was awesome. He caught him with a Darce, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. And I mean, he, other than the loss to Wonder Boy, also he's got, I think, like a 95% knockout rate or something insane like that. And Woodley went in there, fought him, hurt him. And that was his most recent fight, was a war against one of the absolute best best strikers in the division.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, Jake Paul.
Has Jake Paul ever been punched properly?
He's never been tested in a fight.
No.
Maybe in the gym, but it's not the same.
But, Jake Paul's worth a lot of money. You tend to get surrounded by, yes men, and all right, his coaches saying, oh, you're great and stuff like that. And I don't know the answer to this. Are they actually testing him? Are they putting him in with people who are going to actually hit him? Or is he getting a lot of yes men saying, oh, Jake, you're so good at boxing. Look at what you did to Ben Askren.
I feel like the word on the street is that he's actually pretty committed. He's pretty dedicated, and he's training the right way. He's got good trainers.
Yeah.
He's got good guys that I don't think would let him get away with much. And once you sign the dotted line across Tyrone Woodley, your coaches can't let you get away with shit anymore because that dude will decapitate you.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. The thing is that makes it interesting, right? First of all, Jake Paul's way younger. Woodley's obviously... He's past his prime for sure, but he was still competitive.
He was still top 10, top 15.
Yeah, he's still around there, right? He could still beat a lot of people in the top 15. And not the top 5.
No.
Maybe outside the low end of the top and 15. He'd be there probably if he was still fighting in the UFC, right? But Jake Paul's never been tested. He's never had that kind of experience. The issue will be the styles, right? Because it's a boxing fight and things happen differently when other options are limited, right? Like if he comes in with a square stance where he's used to checking kicks, it's way easier to get hit down the middle when you square up that stance. That's why boxers turn the shoulder forward, right? They narrow the center line. Yeah. So they turn in that lead toe, they bring the shoulder forward. They don't have to worry about stuff coming up low from the legs. They don't have to worry about blocking leg kicks. So, if you change the style, how's Woodley in a ring? Does he know how to move around? Does he know how to cut his angles and pivot around it?
Does he know that backing up against the rope with your right hand cocked in the air isn't going to work as a tactic?
And the reason why even more pronounced this time is because there's a corner, right? There's a corner now. Because you can skirt along the side of the octagon, but there's no right angles, right? Like in a boxing ring, you're dealing with right angles. So you can get pressured into the corner where you really can't get out without being in serious danger.
Yeah.
Right? Now, after rewatching the Woodley-Askren thing, or the Askren-Paul thing, I would say that, Jake didn't really do much. All he did was, jab the body overhand. That's all he did. I mean, the fight lasted 2.5 minutes or whatever it was. Right? The Nate Robinson, there's zero threat from him. There's zero threat from Ben Askren, other than he did hit him with that overhand. So that is something to keep an eye for if you're cheering for Woodley. There's just so many unknowns. You can't make a statement without feeling like an asshole. Like if you pick Woodley, some people feel like an idiot, and if you pick Askren, people feel like an idiot. I mean, I just got to think Woodley gets it done, but I also thought Askren would get it done. And in retrospect, that makes me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. So,
but everyone thought that
Askren
was going to win because Askren's a world champion mixed martial artist, and Jake Paul's a YouTuber who does boxing, but. Askren's never been known for his punching power, never been known for his striking. Woodley's known for those two things.
And this is the difference. Woodley's got a fucking chin on him.
Yes.
He's got a chin. He takes a beating sometimes. And he literally doesn't go out unless he's unconscious. He doesn't stop. He may not be able to dig himself back and come back and win, but he still keeps going.
All of his
durable
losses, after when he went on a little bit of his skid, I'm trying to think. Most of them just went the distance.
Only Colby and Luque. Colby, he broke his rib in the 5th round or whatever, right?
When Usman beat him, did he knock him out?
It was decision.
Decision.
And so there was a decision there, and then there was a decision in his next fight, and then you know what I mean. So, but he's been in there. He's durable. He's not going to get But nobody knows how durable Jake Paul is.
No.
He's never been hit hard, right? He's never been hit once, really. So, all of that remains to be seen. You won't know how that shakes out until you actually see him under some pressure, right? I think Woodley will bring it. It's a fun fight, I'll say that. It's a fun fight. I'm excited. Maybe we should do some reaction, something like that.
We'll definitely be talking about it. So I'm just trying to see if there's anyone, because sometimes like Billy Joe Saunders fought on one of the Paul's undercards.
Yeah,
sometimes there's some good fights.
There was one decent fight on the undercard. I can't remember the guy. Oh, Manny Pacquiao also fought today, lost unfortunately, but he's fucking old. So yeah. So next weekend. So that'll be a good one. We'll cover that obviously immediately on the podcast, and then. But
yeah, Tommy Fury's on.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah.
That's who it is. Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury's on the undercard. He's the first fight, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll watch it. I'll stream it.
I won't pay for it.
Hey, I didn't say you said that. I didn't say that.
I won't be able to watch it. I'm at work, so.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Sunday though, right?
I genuinely don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, we'll figure it out. All right, man. Let's move on. So we got Woodley, we got Askren. We covered one. We covered the grappling tournament. There were some fights today. You know, Kelvin Gastelum lost to Jared Cannonier. Pretty close fight. Nothing that spectacular. Cannonier's got some power. Dropped Kelvin in like the third round, and then kind of just rode out the decision there toward the end. Kelvin won the fifth, but Cannonier wasn't really pressing forward. So Cannonier's still ranked number 3. So he's just there in line for maybe whoever wins between Izzy and Whitaker.
Yeah.
You know, because they're the only people that Izzy hasn't starched yet. Pretty much is Cannonier in the top 5. So
yeah.
But other than that, the fights were. Oh, there was one sick finish though. Can you go to ESPN MMA's Instagram? There's a sick wheel kick knockout from today that we have to take a look at. If you go to ESPN MMA, it's on their channel. It's keep going a little bit. Yeah, this one right here. There'll be the left center of your screen.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's the video though. Oh, no.
Yeah, put this thing on, dude. This is fucking crazy. If you didn't catch the UFC prelims today, one of the absolute knockouts of the year in the last 5 seconds of the fight. The guy was winning the fight already anyway, but one of the best set-up spinning wheel kicks. It's like Edson Barboza, Terry Edom level.
Here we go.
All right, let's put this thing on, man. This is just ridiculous. Boom! Look at that. This guy is out cold. Hopefully they show us a better angle here. I mean, it was ridiculous. He caught him circling the right way. He was in his southpaw stance. And then the guy started circling to his right. He switched his stance, stuck a little hand out there. Boom! Hit him with a wheel kick. Flush knockout. This guy's good too, man. Watch this. Boom!
The ref just gets in the way.
Huh?
The ref just gets in.
He eats it. Yeah, so that was one of the knockouts of the year for sure. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a Chilean fighter. Training out of Chicago with Bilal Muhammad and Yair Rodriguez. There's a lot of good guys coming out of that gym that they're at in Chicago as well. And so that was it for the UFC today. Nothing too much to cover. I did want to touch on the Olympics a little bit, because I don't know how many of you all had Olympic fever here, but I had Olympic fever.
Given the fact there was nothing else to do, I just watched. And my favourite thing about the Olympics is that I find I can become an absolute expert in any sport in the world after watching it for 30 seconds and start telling my wife what the person needs to do.
Yeah, see, the execution on the somersault was a teensy bit off, okay? Didn't stick the landing. Yeah, I also feel the same way.
The diving, there was some splash back there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was really interested in the martial arts. I watched the boxing for a few days. But it's like the thing you said. I would watch it in like 4-hour runs, and then I would stop, and then I'd watch it the next day, and I'd often already miss the medal matches or whatever because of the time difference. But just shout out to the USA Wrestling.
Crushed it.
Crushed it. I think it's the first year we've ever beaten the Russians in like 20-something years or whatever.
Yo, the Russians
3 gold medalists.
The Russians weren't there. It was
the ROC. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it really just begs the question, what was the point of even punishing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you don't get to fly your flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take steroids. Just, you can't fly your flag. Oh,
okay.
Wicked. I'll take those steroids then.
They're all like, oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Don't change the fucking flag. But yeah, so I was watching it a little bit, but the wrestling was just insane. Gable Stevenson, that 21-year-old guy, you see he tagged Dana White in his Instagram after he won, which is crazy. This kid's like 21, right? He won the national championship in the U.S. as a sophomore, right? So he's still got 2 more years he can compete at the collegiate level, and he's already the fucking best in the world. Champion. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine being the poor side from like some not quite so good college showing up first day back to like take him on.
I don't think it's ever happened, to be honest. If it has happened, I don't know. Even like the legends, right? Like Dan Gable and Cale Sanderson and everything. They finished their collegiate years, and then they went to the Olympics. He won the national championship, then went into the Olympics, and can go back and compete against these like college kids who by now he's one of the best in the world if he wants to, or he can be in the WWE, or he can have like 3 or 4 fights and then be in the UFC. He needs like 2 years of training and then he's UFC ready.
Yep.
Amazing. Did you see his match? Did you see the highlights of it?
No.
Amazing. He won with 1 second left. He was down. I think he was down 1 point, maybe 2 points. And then literally like went in on a double, started cutting the corner, and he just spin, just takes the step behind, you hear the timer go. And then he's literally like, he doesn't know if he got there. Nobody knows if he got there or not. And then they gave him the points. It was just like 1 second left.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. This is the most dramatic wrestling moment I've ever seen, because there's never like a lot of times you see him get defeated. If they're down with like, they know there's like 10 seconds left, that they know are fucked, and they'll just kind of circle the mat and do whatever.
Yeah.
He was hustling for every millisecond, and he got it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then a couple other really good Olympians as well. Kyle Dake got bronze, but in the hardest division. He's the guy that won 4 national titles in a row in 4 different weight classes. First person to ever do that, got bronze. The guy he lost to in like one of the biggest wrestling matches of all time, Taylor, he got gold. And then there was the girl, the black girl, something Mensa Stock. She won.
The girl who went absolutely wild in the celebration.
Yeah.
I didn't see the match.
She's amazing.
But her celebration was amazing.
She's amazing, dude. She fucking killed it. And then the girls just ended up the junior. Is it the Junior Olympics? Yeah, the Junior Olympics.
Yeah.
Girls just went, and they're the number 1 team in the world too. The female wrestling.
Yeah.
The U.S. is number 1. I'm like, damn, man, the girl wrestling kicking ass. They were so good. Charmaine was loving it while we were sitting there watching it. They're fucking snapping and shooting, and dragging and gut wrenching each other and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are no British people in wrestling, so
Yeah,
I didn't watch any of it.
Not your forte.
No,
it's just.
I
did watch some boxing though. There was a lot of like there were a few Scottish people, Irish people, English people in the boxing.
Yep. It's when we're going to talk about it, the Taekwondo as well. We did all right there.
Oh yeah.
Weird sport.
You did good in the Taekwondo?
Yeah, we got a few.
It's popular in Europe.
A few silvers. Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah, you want to bring up that knockout that I'm sure everybody listening to this podcast has seen. This is what you call fake martial arts, guys. And I mean this with no disrespect, because it's not the athlete's fault. It's the fucking rules. But the idea that you can lose a match by knocking someone out in a gold medal match in the Olympics is absolutely absurd. Also, that guy like ran face first into that kick. So if you don't know what we're talking about, which probably most of you do, they were fighting for the finals in the Taekwondo for the Olympic gold medal. And one of the guys like ran in to try to punch or kick or something, and the other guy just threw a quick front leg head kick. Boom! Caught him, knocked him out. Gold medal, won. Runs around celebrating the mat. All of a sudden, the guy's unconscious on the floor, and then the referee disqualifies him, and the guy ends up losing because you're not allowed to. It's illegal to knock out your opponent.
Oh, wait, was that Taekwondo or was that the karate?
I believe it was. That's a good question. I'm not sure if it's Taekwondo or if it's karate.
Because what's coming up, and I didn't see it, is it's saying it's karate.
Okay, it might be karate then. Yeah. I'm not sure. Can you pull up the GIF or pull up go to clip?
Yeah.
Because if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely crazy. The idea that you are not allowed to knock people out is good in the sense that it protects the fighters. But when you're dealing with a gold medal match, you need to change those rules. It's fine if you don't want people getting knocked out going up through the tournament, right? And you need a little bit more control. But by the time you get to the finals, if you're fighting for a medal, you should be able to knock out. I mean, that is a world championship. You're saying you can't knock somebody out in a fight for a world championship? Come on, man.
But there's some... Sorry, I'm just trying to find it.
No, it's okay.
There's some screwy things in Taekwondo as well. Like the point scoring system is all broken. Because the least effective strikes seem to score the most points.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the time, the British woman who was in the final lost on this. You like clinched up together and they sort of flick their foot up and it just glances your head slightly. Like you couldn't hurt someone doing it.
Yeah.
Like you definitely couldn't knock someone out. That gets the most points. But then the British fighter was like whacking this woman full power in the sternum. Like if it was a real fight, it'd have stopped the fight if they didn't have all the padding on. But sometimes she was getting 1 point for that. Sometimes they weren't even giving her a point for it. So it's like a kick that wouldn't hurt anybody gets 4 points. Something that would probably stop a fight doesn't even score sometimes. It's a crazy rule set.
Yeah. And it's weird that, you're not supposed to knock out in the Olympics boxing either, but it happens.
Yeah.
Right? And if it happens, especially because...
If it happens, yeah.
But you also see that, like, the person was running forward.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that much power if I land flush and your weight is moving into it, right? And it's quick. And if it's accurate and it hits the exact right spot at the right time, it really doesn't take that much power. And the problem with doing that, like you say, where they change the rules in Taekwondo because it's all about touches,
Yeah.
right? And they specifically say that you can't knock out, or karate or whatever. I think it's both. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to knock out in both. But what it does is it just neuters the martial art because power is one of the most important things when you're fighting. Like if somebody just throws a kick at you and they're flicking you, like I'll walk through that all day.
Yep.
Right? Now sometimes like that guy, that kick he threw, that was a hard kick.
Yeah.
Like that'll fuck you up. But generally, you're right. They're touching each other with these really quick, and then they separate them, and then they get to the point where they separate them.
The fact that they cannot kick each other in the legs as well.
Yeah.
So anyone who's ever trained Muay Thai is sort of looking at it going, I could win then.
And why would you allow kicks to the head but not the legs?
Yeah,
what are we doing, Taekwondo? What are we doing? Like in that sideways stance, I'm gonna calf kick you 2 times, and
yeah.
You're not gonna be able to do shit.
No.
You're not gonna be able to do shit. Like it just doesn't make sense. But this is my issue with all of these kinds of things, though, is that the rules start to manipulate the sport in a way where you shouldn't have to. It's like, okay, you want to create a kicking martial art? Fine. We don't punch each other. That's cool. But we can't kick you below the waist? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? We can't knock you out? What? You can't punch to the head, but you can kick to the head? You have to punch to the chest and to the body. Okay?
But then that doesn't score, so it's so screwy.
Yeah, it's like, all right, whatever. Anyway, did you manage to find that?
No, I can't find the video, but yeah, it looks like it was the karate final. It's saying there was a KO led to a disqualification, which is insane.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, hopefully they solve that. I mean, I'm all for it when you're, if you have 8 fights in that day, right? Because these are little things where they're tournament style, so they compete often several times in a day. I get why you don't want them knocked out going through the tournament, right? Because then, oh shit, you could be real trouble. And if they do tons of power, if it's really power heavy and you have to go through 4 fights, but kickboxers do it, boxers do it, God, MMA fighters do it, sambo fighters do it
in the UFC.
Yeah, it's like you can't have a world championship match set up with no consequences. It's not real. It's not. There have to be the consequences. That's why it's compelling. That's why it's martial arts. And if you take that away, it's like, okay, nobody's gonna watch. Who wants to watch? Like everybody feels like that other guy lost, right? Like the guy that got knocked out.
Yeah,
it's weird. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, shout out to the USA wrestling team. Donald Trump, let's go, Donald Trump.
No, Biden takes the credit. Surely
Biden can't train that wrestling team. Come on, it's all Trump, dude. All right, man.
Sending them through messages of encouragement.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what else we got going on, man? That's.
I think we've covered the fights. Not a lot else.
Yeah, we pretty much covered everything. I think. I just can't wait for the local stuff to start happening again. I really want to get the local scene moving. I was even thinking, I don't know if we can get away with this, but can you get away with doing an open mat now if it's only vaccinated people?
I think the rule of 5, groups of 5 still applies to pretty much everything.
But you could still, one thing I was thinking of was maybe doing a 2-hour open mat and then saving 10 slots for 2 separate sections, right?
Yeah, that you could do.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because, if I'm hey, we're having open mat, give me five of you, or 2 sets of 5. And we see however many people want to come, and then we get them in. Obviously, they have to be fully vaccinated and everything like that. Shouldn't be any rules with that, right?
You could do a quintet. Oh, no. Could you do a quintet, 2 teams? No, because that would be more than 5.
Yeah, that'd be more than 5.
Yeah. That's annoying.
Yeah. But an open mat should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Has anyone done an open mat yet?
Not that I've seen.
Maybe we should be the first.
Oh.
First to potentially get in trouble for breaking the rules.
First to be closed down.
Unintentionally. Yeah, but I'm happy to see everything getting back to normal. Happy to be doing the podcast again. That's nice.
Happy not to be training with a mask on and feeling like I've done a 60-minute Shark Tank after rolling 1 round at 80% power.
And now we can potentially travel again. They've opened up Germany and Brunei.
If
for
I
like next month.
went to Germany, I would definitely accidentally get lost and end up in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I could probably check your passport though. They'd be like, oh, now that stay-at-home shit is gone. Now you gotta do 2 weeks again.
No, I don't think they've got passport controls in Europe. They didn't last time.
So if you fly into Germany, you can just take the train to like England and then take the train back and leave Germany, and you wouldn't have to do stay. I'm sure they thought about this. It's not like I'm a fucking genius here.
Not England, because we were like, we don't want to be in Europe anymore. But I'm fairly certain you could rock up in Germany, get on a train, get into Amsterdam, and come out of Amsterdam, and no one would be any the wiser.
Everybody loves Amsterdam. Hey, I'm just saying.
Obviously, I'm going for the beautiful canals and the Van Gogh Museum.
That's not where I'm going, dude. Did you know that? And also, they opened it up. I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. Maybe this is my conspiratorial brain thinking, but they also opened it up right before Oktoberfest. Those sons of bitches.
To
right
be fair,
before Oktoberfest.
If you don't actually have to go to Amsterdam, you could go to Germany and go to Hamburg and down the Reeperbahn.
That's what I mean. Go to Germany now that they've opened it up. Oktoberfest. If only I had known, I would have planned the time in advance to go.
Yeah, but what's
and no stay-at-home notice when you come back.
What is a plane ticket going to cost you? That's the question.
I mean, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know how much the demand will be outside of Singapore, right? I mean,
yeah.
Who knows? It might not be that bad. Plus, they're so desperate, I'm sure, to get people going that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of people are booking trips to Germany now. A lot. Me included. As soon as this
podcast's over, you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to go with you to help produce videos.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's a work thing, guys.
Yeah.
It's a work thing. All right, man. Well, I'm pretty comfortable with this. I think we can wrap this up. It's nice to have all of you guys back. Thank you for listening. We're really going to be putting a lot of attention on this grappling tournament. So if you're competing and you want to send me some cool shit, or you want to come talk, or you want to do whatever, just let me know.
If you're competing and you want to send through, like how the Irish Travellers do the videos and stuff like that, calling one another out, just send us some of those too.
If you want to send me some hype videos and you talking shit to your opponent, I will happily play into that. I'll be your hype man. Okay, we'll get some shit started. We'll put some consequences into this. We'll get some storylines. You know what I mean? A little friendly trash talk.
Offer us a few beers. We'll produce a little video for you.
Hey, we're easy, man. All right, everybody. Thank you all for listening. We're going to be back doing this again on the regular. Also, we're going to be putting a particular emphasis on some technique videos for you guys. I've got a lot of stuff in mind. I've already outlined like 3 different videos that I'm going to be doing that I hope you guys will find interesting. And then we're going to continue to keep doing this podcast, breaking stuff down, bringing in all the local coaches and fighters, and just chatting and getting drunk with them. We good?
All good.
All right, everybody.
Good to be back.
This is the Stronghold Podcast. Thank you all for listening, and have a good day.